this is them and this is because, like I said, it kind of feels like a Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think it's going to be more just this movie.
See, if they did just this movie, and then do a different movie, and then they're like, you remember that time when we were this group?
There's one part is what I'm hearing about Infinity War is there's supposed to be like some mass scale destruction, like land masses destroyed kind of stuff going on along the lines of, I think, Thanos or the Avengers somehow managed to make it so they're all on a different planet's landscape when Thanos is just laying the wreckage. So he's actually laying waste to another world that they're fighting him on. I don't know how that's supposed to work yet. I really don't. Maybe the Avengers are going to come to the Guardians and Thor and Hulk. I really don't know how that's going to happen yet, but I hear that Infinity War is going to carry some serious scale action and destruction. Is what I'm hearing from the trailers and descriptions and everything like that. But either way, I don't know. I'm looking forward to Thor Ragnarok, and I'm really looking forward to Infinity War, and I'm
not looking forward to Justice League.
And I'm definitely not looking forward to Justice League as much as I am for the Marvel stuff. I am definitely a Marvel, junkie.
I think we can all agree that DC should, whether they're going to, they should take a step back and rethink what they're doing.
They came into the game late. And it was not a running start by any means.
I think
I'm hoping they can bring it back.
I think I just figured out what the problem was.
What?
Marvel beat them to the punch. So they're like, oh crap, we need to get something out. Boom. They put out the Superman movie. I can't even remember. Man of Steel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were kind of like... Or actually, for that matter, you could even say Green Lantern.
Yeah.
They were like, oh crap, they've already got what? They've had 2 Iron Mans by then?
Do you think if that Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern went really well, do you think they would have incorporated him into this Justice League contract?
If the movie would have went better, and Ryan Reynolds had felt a little bit more...
enthused about the character.
Right, enthused about the character.
We'll leave it at that.
I feel like they may have, or could have, at that point, made him into the...
Definitely, because he was
into the movie. I think one of the problems is they don't know who to cast.
Right, he was Hal Jordan,
Green Lantern.
right?
Okay.
He was Hal Jordan.
Here's what I'm going to say to that, because you guys keep bringing up Green Lantern. And one, Comic-Con, they did announce they are working on a Green Lantern movie.
Oh, yeah, the
Green Lantern Corps.
Yep.
The other thing, though, is...
it's going to be in 2020, I believe.
There are some people who are... So at the end of the trailer, if you see it, you see... Alfred, Batman's butler.
Right.
He's saying, like, he said you would have appeared or something like that. And some people are speculating if you look into his glasses, there's a reflection, and it's this green light.
Well, and
some people think that may be Green Lantern.
You know what? That would make sense, because there was a story we reported about a while back saying that there was going to be a hint of Green Lantern, but we didn't know whether it was going to be...
There you go. It's going to be right at the end of the movie.
Well, but they said it wasn't going to be Hal Jordan, and it wasn't going to be... who's the other one? Jon Stewart.
It's not going to be Jon Stewart?
I heard it wasn't going to be either one of them.
Oh, wait, what other one is there?
I was going to say, it may be another Green Lantern at that point. But I think the whole point is, again, you have to accept the fact that, okay, Green Lantern is not forming this Justice League, because in the universe that DC is creating for the movies...
It's crap.
That's not what I was going to say, but I'm not going to totally argue against it. But in the universe they're creating, there's a very distinct difference between Earth and space. So Superman and Hal Jordan, those are, beings from outer space. Those are the ones who deal with, the villains of, I guess, an interplanetary scale. Everyone else is just dealing with people who are on Earth. They're not entirely aware, I think, of, all of these life forms out there in the universe.
And that's why I liked...
And that's why I think they're delaying the introduction of Green Lantern, because they want to introduce those bigger monsters later on.
Well, that's why I liked the way the animated series handled that particular thing, because they built his background as, he was a soldier. He was... he's human. He's from Earth, and was given these powers, and he isn't. Like it was put in retrospect for me. He is in charge of almost a universe.
Yeah.
An entire galaxy that is just solely for the Green Lantern to protect. That's why he wasn't in all the different things.
Yep.
And
yeah, it's not just Earth.
Well, but Superman, I could see the same concept. But the whole point was, okay, Superman kind of, as of this point, we can pretty much say Superman has grown up pretty much on Earth.
Yeah.
We've determined that. And from there, we can build, okay, so all of them are from Earth. I think they should all start, like I said, I liked how they all started together in the animated series, showing that they were all from Earth, with the exception of the Martian Manhunter and Hawkgirl. In the animated series, all the other ones are from Earth. And then later, like you said, they introduce the aliens. But first they start off with, like they had Joker at one point. They had Joker and Harley Quinn. They had, different villains from the different people, which was cool. But then they're like, you're like, oh, where's Green Lantern at? He's checking a different sector of the galaxy. Okay, cool. So they slowly entered that, and then they're like, oh, we're going to jump over to this galaxy where, this is going on.
I would be really psyched to see a Green Lantern Corps movie that doesn't even involve Earth at all. I think it would be cool to see what they do out there and see this entire universe that is not our own. I think that would be really cool to see.
I think you need another origin story. Because I like I said, given a good script, because I think Green Lantern has a good origin story. Unlike the Hulk. Like, the Hulk's origin story just got old, and it's really not movie worthy.
It's like a cliche.
Right.
It's almost like a Dr. Frankenstein kind
This
of
one was pretty much, he was chosen by these powers, or by the ring almost, and then introduced to this whole new life. And that is movie worthy, but you need to be careful how you tread. It is, you need to have a good script.
Definitely.
And I think that's where the original movie, as much as I like it and I own it, fell short. And they relied too much on special effects and things like that, rather than the Ryan Reynolds and how good of an actor he is.
Mm-hmm.
But he needs to be in certain conditions. He needs to know what he's going to look like. Okay, give him an actual suit. Or like I said, because I really liked how his suit looked, give him an actual, okay, this is what you're going to look like. And then maybe put on a Green Lantern suit while he's acting. And then you can edit that out later. It's not that hard to put on, a green and black suit and CGI in that later.
Right.
And then he could say, okay, now I can feel the character. Now I can go. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they went about it all wrong. So I feel like you could have a good Green Lantern origin story. But you need to have a solid foundation, which they didn't have in the original.
But, I mean, again, that's something that we'll have to wait and see, because even Marvel has said that, I think after Doctor Strange, they're done doing origin story movie. People, again, it's getting a little tired of where it's like the hero's calling. It's like, okay, yes, each one's a little bit different, but it boils down to be the same movie every time. So,
well, and here's the problem.
Like Spider-Man. Okay. Thank God I didn't have to see, freaking Uncle Ben again. They're like, oh,
but what I'm saying is,
too many times.
But Marvel is at a point where they can say, we're done with origin stories. We're past that. DC is far from there. I don't think they're developed enough to say, okay, we're going to go away from the origin stories and build on this universe we have, because nobody likes...
We don't need an origin story. We need a what's happening now story.
Well, and from what I've gathered, I can't find anybody that likes anything that's going on in the current DC universe at all, except for Wonder Woman.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the Green Lantern Corps, and I'm also...
I'd be excited for that.
And I'm also excited for a Flash movie.
They are working on that.
I was going to say...
And I would love whether they do it in a Justice League Part 2, or if they do a solo for it, a Martian Manhunter movie.
And I mean, they could still save this.
But they don't have... Yeah.
So they could do like a Justice...
They have plenty of time.
Well, so they could do this Justice League. It could suck. And if they're able to make enough, which I think they will, to do a 2, they could probably not really swap out characters, but I feel like the Avengers did that. Like you have a couple that fight or something,
Mm-hmm.
and you can add and take away people.
Yes.
And then come up with the final. This is the Justice League. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they could do that, which I feel like would ramp up because they have an awesome Flash. They have
An awesome Wonder Woman.
They have an awesome Wonder Woman. Batman,
he's all right so far.
I heard he as an actor he's good. Like he's good.
Yes.
His acting is good.
Yes.
I think it's a Pierce Brosnan thing again. I think he's just given bad content.
My
Yeah,
kind of
sometimes.
thing,
I agree.
my kind of thing with the with the Ben Affleck Batman is how he kind of abandons his no killing morals in Batman versus Superman. Like you see him kill like people like with explosions.
But that's
stuff like
bad
that.
writing.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's what I said. He's given bad writing.
As a Batman, like I said, I still think Christian Bale is my favorite one, but Ben Affleck is probably my second. He's doing pretty good so far. I don't like how the bat suit looks per se. It looks kind of fiberglassy, fabricy, kind of
fake.
webby. Yeah, It looks weird. But I mean, I guess it is what it is. Either way, though, there was a couple other trailers that showed up too at Comic-Con. One was for this movie called Ready Player One. This movie kind of struck me as like a Matrix-y kind of thing. It has people, they put on these virtual reality goggles and they escape into this world where it's like anything's possible. It's got a whole bunch of like Easter egg, cameos, which are really cool. Like, for example, you guys remember the movie The Iron Giant?
Yes.
They had the Iron Giant in there. They had a Tron motorcycle in there. They had the DeLorean from Back to the Future in there. They had
Freddy Krueger in there too.
They had a little bit. I think they did.
Yep.
Anyways, this movie is like a big mashup, and it looks like almost like a Matrix-y video game, sort of online kind of deal. So I don't know what to expect from it, but it looks interesting. I'm gonna have to look into it.
It looks like a Matrix type of deal.
Almost. But
Yeah.
anyways, and then another movie that's going to be in 2018. And then another movie they showed a trailer for was Kingsman Golden Circle, which is looking pretty cool. They got a lot of gadgets and stuff. And did you get a chance to watch that trailer yet, Aaron?
Yeah, I told you I watched it like 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, no, it's a really good trailer. I like it.
Well, and they bring back a character that got shot in the head, which makes me happy because he was one of my favorites.
One thing
but confuses me.
One thing I thought was kind of funny, how it's like when it comes to James Bond, you really stick to the here's a gun and a tracking device thing. This is why I liked it. And then you got the Kingsmen who literally have a gadget for literally everything.
But the difference is they can use those gadgets multiple times.
That is true. Like an
And
umbrella
I'm not-
that acts like a gun shield.
And if you hear me talk about my favorite James Bonds, they have a lot of gadgets too.
Right.
But they're used for multiple purposes.
Fair enough.
Pierce Brosnan just got into this cookie cutter. Here's one device. It's used for one very specific.
Yeah. It's like this will get you through obstacle 1. This will get you through obstacle 2. This will get you through obstacle 3.
Right, and he literally uses it, discards it.
Yeah.
And it's used for a very, very, very particular, unusual circumstance he happens to find himself in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, though, those were some of the trailers that showed up at Comic-Con this year. And, gotta say, we got a strong lineup coming for the next year. I think there's going to be some really good movies, I'm really looking forward to. And, we'll kind of see how it goes. We'll be keeping you guys updated as it goes out with more. So speaking of other movies, what's this story here you got about Adam Sandler?
Okay, so this one I just felt appalled. I was really, I'm gonna go dumbfounded.
Okay.
So there was this article I found that says Adam Sandler's 41 top-rated movies, and I'm not gonna go through all 41. And my first thought is Billy Madison, number 1. Either that
Billy
or Happy
Madison,
Gilmore.
Yes, those are the number ones.
No,
They gotta be.
they're not. They're top 10.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
They're top 10.
Okay.
So you've got Reign Over Me, which is number 10.
Okay, never even heard of that one.
Airheads, which wasn't bad, but I've seen it.
Heard of it. Heard it was really, I don't know.
Spanglish, which is horrible.
It was. Yeah.
That's number 8.
Wow.
Number 7 is The Waterboy.
Good one.
Number 6 is Funny People.
Never heard of it.
Big Daddy was number 5.
Big Daddy, I believe that.
Punch Drunk Love
Never
was
heard
number
of it.
4. Billy Madison made 3.
Okay, it should be in the top 3.
Happy Gilmore made 2.
Also should be in the top 3, and then the.
Wedding Singer made number 1.
Well.